Hello, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. Let's see which zodiac sign needs the next reading. Alrighty, I'm going to do Gemini because it came out in the reverse. So the opposite sign of Sagittarius is Gemini. Let's dive in to your messages. Gemini energies. Judgment. Okay, somebody here could have Scorpio energy. There could be big decisions being made, something about intimacy. Could be done with a Queen of Swords energy, or there could be a lack of communication with you and a feminine. There's something about stability, finances, independence. So yeah, something about money, definitely, because this card even has like a bag of money on the bottom. Interesting. Maybe there's a man here that feels like left alone or something like that. Maybe he's trying to make a decision. Could be about travel or money or travel or something else. But there's something like conflictual here just because we have a little sword there, right? So this is the Saturn in Sagittarius. So maybe there's something about maturity or belief systems here. We're definitely going to go ahead and read that for Geminis. Let's see, Saturn in Sagittarius, fulfillment. All right, optimism, adventure is what Sagittarius is about. Saturn is about ambition. So a merchant sits on the chest by the quayside with the, okay, waiting the arrival of a sailing shift. Interesting. Maybe you're expecting a shift or you're waiting for a shift, especially since we have the new moon tomorrow. It's a solar eclipse new moon, so very powerful. A lot of planets are changing signs this year and starting new 200-year cycles, so entering Aries, right? In the foreground is a large sack of money. Above is an ancient talisman to bring good fortune in any lottery. Oh, interesting. Maybe something about money or a lottery could be relevant. Above is an ancient talisman to bring good fortune in any lottery. So maybe sigil magic or talismans could be also really relevant. You could be learning about like Hermeticism or like Egyptian, kind of like occult type mathematics, things like that, calculating time. All right, so personal. For Sagittarians, the areas of life in which Saturnian discipline and responsibility find most fulfillment is in the quest for knowledge and truth. People with this combination are intellectually proud and have a strong desire to be accepted as an authority in a specialized field. And that's because Sagittarius rules higher education, right? Philosophy and religion are of great importance to Saturn Sagittarians, and they speak out for this. So maybe somebody has blocks regarding like spirituality as well, because I know that people that I've met who have Saturn and Sagittarius are very like, I don't know, they have an interesting view on religion, which is what Sagittarius can also rule. And Saturn rules restrictions or things that are blocked in our earlier life that we become able to access in later life. So if the Sagittarius can rule higher education, university, spirituality, a connection with God, so knowledge, right? Let's see. Philosophy and religion are of great importance to Saturn Sagittarians. Okay, philosophy and religion, and they speak out for and stick conscientiously to their own moral code. So something about integrity. The planet Saturn gives the ambition of Sagittarius a solid sense of achievement and injects reality into the archer's natural optimism. The negative side of people with this planet or sign combination can be a self-righteous attitude that attempts to impose its philosophy and ethics on others. This can defeat the Sagittarian's strong need for personal reputation. There can be a bluntness in the Saturn Sagittarian manner, which, although prompted by honesty, may have little concern for other people's feelings. So maybe somebody here has a harsh way of communicating. However, hypocrisy is not something Saturn is. However, hypocrisy, we still have Mercury retrograde, and it's actually making a conjunction, I think, tonight or tomorrow. So it's extremely strong right now, retrograde through Pisces. However, hypocrisy is not, and Pisces rules the subconscious or water, right? So a lot of water energy we have right now, a lot of emotions, or physical water, maybe the weather around you, right? However, hypocrisy is not something Saturn Sagittarians are comfortable with, and they may prefer to settle for the wrath of the offended. Long distance travel, particularly for business or any kind of above activities, can be successful and quite lucrative for Saturn Sagittarians. So maybe there's a trip here. Likewise, dealings with foreign people or companies. So maybe there's something about like a foreign kind of new opportunity. Usually when this card turns up in a reading, it indicates a successful culmination to an ambition or business venture. This usually has something to do with the contact with a foreign country. So maybe somebody's acting as like a teacher. Sagittarius can rule that as well. Events, an important business trip abroad, an international conference, acquiring a reputation abroad, the effects of a major faux pas. Taurus energy here is money, but let's dive in for Geminis. We have strength. So something about like self-esteem, ego could be really important here. Yeah, something about coming away from a conflict, feeling more secure or independent could also be really relevant here. This could be a feminine here, or there's a need to kind of maybe close off communication with the feminine at this time. There could be something about work here as well, like having the strength. Interesting. Something about making a judgment call. There's something about seeing something clearly here, like maybe about a conflict. Gemini energy. There's a choice regarding happiness, family happiness, maybe even. There could be something about letting go of burdens. We have the Nine of Wands in the reverse here, so we're going to read that. Something about conserving energy as well could be important. In a tarot reading, the reverse Nine of Wands suggests a reluctance to compromise, potential burnout, or a need to reevaluate your approach to a situation. And that makes sense. We're still in retrograde energy strong, right? And then eclipse energy on top of that, and a new moon on top of that, right? So it's really intense, kind of rethinking energy. All these planets in retrograde are closer to Earth, so they have a more powerful effect on us. And a need to reevaluate your approach to a situation rather than doubling down on a course of action. So staying fluid, staying flexible could also be important at this time. Okay, this could actually improve your happiness or your emotions, Gemini energies. Overcome any obstacle, okay, Rhino. And trust in divine detours, Coyote. This could be regarding work, so it could be like a new opportunity or something about like give and take dynamics. We have bring your ideas to life. We have let it shine in the reverse. Interesting. Let's see what that's about. And that is 46. Alrighty. Are you afraid of dancing with abandon because of what others might think? Do you think you may be punished if you shine too bright? Have you been conditioned to expect to be heard if you show yourself fully? Maybe not everyone celebrates your unique radiance when you shine, and that's okay. Peacock is here to remind you that while others may resist celebrating the beauty within them, although they may contract while you expand and shake your tail feathers, smile and keep dancing. Model the good fortune and abundant joy that is yours. And soon someone will say, me too. I also wanted to say something about it's coming into your reality. Like, as you do that, Spirit loves you so much and wants you to enjoy the dance and shine your light. There could be something about getting in a flow. There could be a portal regarding like a family or a home or real estate opening up for you as well. Okay, let's get some juicy messages for Gemini energies. Thank you for being here. Gemini people and placements energies for Gemini energy. Quite a few. And all that you do with good intent. So that's the energy that you want to send out, that light that shines, right? That attracts similar circumstances and vibrations towards you. Aligning yourself with your opportunities. Interesting. A Losses in the reverse, you could be overcoming this demon. I'm not sure what they do. Slander. So maybe they rule slander, or there could be something about. You see the Queen of Wands here, actually. This could be a fire sign or a feminine here, some feminine that's angry, perhaps. Samurai, okay. We have, or maybe Japan is relevant. Transform and evolve. We have stop blaming yourself, no need to regret or blame. Endings are beginnings. I think it was in the reverse, so there could be something about new beginnings, or maybe, I don't know. Your spirit team is messing with them. I think it was in the reverse. I don't know. Universe is always ready to help when you need assistance. So always connect with your spirit team, always disconnect, detach, rethink, reassess, maybe do some meditation, maybe do some there's so many videos on YouTube, hypnosis sessions, or there's those Tibetan singing bowls. Whatever gets you connected and relaxed and enter the theta brainwave state, right? Which is the state that you can reprogram the mind. It's when psychic abilities emerge, receptivity is at a high, things like that. The impossible can become possible. Interesting. So maybe you're like reality jumping or something. Someone was trying to block your abundance. I think it was in the reverse, but let's grab you guys. Last message. Gemini's energies. Hedgehog disguise. Interesting. Snake rebirth. Superstition on the bottom mole. You could feel like you're not able to see something clearly. I know Geminis like to rely on their mind because it's ruled by Mercury, but this is not really, especially with retrograde energy, so much Pisces energy. And Pisces makes a square, I believe, to Gemini, so it's more probably you want to lean into Piscean vibes right now. Baseless nonsense shows ignorance. False conceptions have you on the fence. Beware, irrational attitude of mind leads to falsehoods and truths combined. Please don't believe everything you see or hear, especially if it comes to you secondhand. Gossip and forked tongues rarely hold much truth or kindness. You must seek out what is true for yourself and dig about a bit. So maybe this is a good time for detaching shadow work. In life, much will be passed down to you like genes, traits, beliefs. the most destructive of which can be a belief that is not yours. This is especially true of religions and race. Not all those who claim to have been practicing witchy activity have been so wise in the ages either. For many years I was literally torn out of the ground and ripped to pieces in the belief my blood and body could cure, protect, and purify. Something about blood magic maybe could be relevant. Cure, protect, and purify. Even today, animals suffer needlessly because of a superstitious stranglehold on a person's sanity. Remember to carefully question at all times what, where, and why if something feels at odds with your heart. So maybe something about your instincts. The right answer is for you to wait. Stand up for what you truly believe in. Seek out facts to back a claim. Interesting. Don't be too quick to judge. There is more to a person than meets the eye. Learn about your faith, whatever it might be, and the beliefs of others. Seek out what you have in common rather than that which divides. Maybe there's something about like a higher perspective, philosophical perspective, a metaphorical perspective, larger than your own little tiny human perspective, more of like a soul perspective. Mole blood was seen as a cure for epilepsy, and the mole's amputated hands were used to relieve rheumatism. So maybe somebody's having some kind of like pain in their joints. Or overworking, overmoving. If you must remove moles from your garden, do so humanely and with the thought as to where you put them, for they work wonders underground. So a lot of like shadow work, definitely. Something about a relationship, a Libra could be relevant. Any last messages for our Gemini energies? Travels a lot. Okay, so there is something about like maybe aligning yourself with opportunities regarding travel or rebirthing or shedding or kind of doing this change. This could also be spiritual. You stayed for Earth, okay, so you could have had like near-death experiences, tried to prevent you from getting blessings, okay. We have conserve your energy. So this is a time not to really move forward. It's a time for retrograde retrospection, right? Trying to distract you from the truth. So this could be like, I don't know what's trying to distract you from the truth. Let's see. What or who is trying to distract our lovely Geminis from the truth? Could be something career related. Interesting. Could be like a lack of self-care. Yeah, lack of happiness. Interesting. This could be regarding give and take or work, a job. Yeah. Finances are a big focus I'm seeing in the reading. So I'm going to pull you guys a Sabian because my wrists actually hurt. So I'd rather just... Gemini energies. Gemini energies. Gemini energies. Okay, we've got a few. We have Aquarius 15. We have Sagittarius 27. Okay, I believe Jupiter actually is in Gemini right now, so that's interesting because Jupiter rules Sagittarius. So there is this kind of interplay maybe between the two kinds of energies right now. Let's see, Sagittarius 27. Kind of curious why that's here. But I do like to do it in order. Aquarius 15, we'll start with that. Two lovebirds sitting on a fence and singing happily. Quotes, do not wrong or hate your neighbor, for it is not he that you wrong, but yourself. Native American proverb. Throw your heart over the fence and the rest will follow. Norman Vincent Peale. Sometimes I wonder if men and women really suit each other. Perhaps they should live next door and just visit now and then. Katharine Hepburn. There is room in the smallest cottage for a happy loving pair. Johann Friedrich von Schiller. So maybe if you're having like trouble in the home front or you don't like being in the home with somebody, there could be like, it could be because there's a union here that's not working, right? The wavering multitude is divided into opposite fractions. So there could be something about like making peace or balance or something like that could be relevant. This could be regarding like real estate or like compromises or something. Let's see. A hedge between keeps friendship green. Traditional proverbs. So there could be something about respecting and honoring boundaries here for self-individuation. A long dispute. Sorry. Maybe somebody doesn't want me to say that. That's my excuse. A long dispute means both parties are wrong. Voltaire. So maybe there's a lack of communication here. Good fences make good neighbors. E. Rogers. Some of our friends are for it. Some of our friends are against it. And we are standing with our friends. Mike McCurry, White House press secretary. So it's kind of like this kind of wishy-washy Libra energy. Keywords, faith and love, waiting for the signs. Friendship and companionship. Okay. Issues of what's them and this is us. That's them and this is us. Fences, borders, barriers. showing love for all to see, commitment to relationship, mating for life, the need for honest communication, singing, speaking what's true, the caution, sitting on the fence, complaining about relationships, waiting to see what others do, being stuck when one would rather fly off and be free, having a fixed position, not wanting to comply with the other, neighborhood disputes and noises from next door, boasting of happiness. Okay, let's see, Sagittarius. 27. The sculptor's vision is slowly but surely taking form. It may be that our role on this planet is not to worship God, but create him. Arthur C. Clarke. Guard. What the hell? Maybe you need to guard something? I don't know. Art is not a mirror to reflect the world, but a hammer with which to shape it. Vladimir Mayakovsky. So it's just showing you that kind of imagination, which we have a lot of Pisces energy with the North Node there. It's an extremely strong, potent time to manifest. A man paints with his brains and not with his hands. Interesting. So there is something about using the brain more, or like expanding it in some way, like not doing repetitive things maybe. Every separate thought takes shape and becomes visible in color and form. The universe is one with God's thoughts. Interesting. If you do not find yourself beautiful yet, act as does the creator of a statue that is to be made beautiful. He cuts away and he smooths there and here, and he makes this line lighter, this one purer, and a lovely face has grown upon his work. So there could be something about using art or creativity. It's a great time for potent births, right? Creative enterprises. We must become the change we want to see. Keywords: concrete, creative, manifestation, the Godhead. This is a symbol of the galactic center. So this could, yeah, wow, okay. Creating the vision, evolution, things going from crude beginnings all the way up to concrete outcomes. Sculptors and sculptures molding shapes and forms, seeing and visualizing things ahead of their time, sticking with the creation. So you could be actively manifesting. The caution: disregard of others' needs, unnatural focus on the goal, being one-eyed about the outcome, watching a situation or one's life crystallize into unbending shapes, having one's design set in stone, sitting back and thinking things will just magically happen without any effort being made, others believing that they know what you should do or be. This could be about dating. You are in a situation where you're able to manipulate things or events into something of value and lasting integrity. There is the ability or need to project shape, form onto materials or situations, to have a desired outcome, to have the vision actually be allowed to take form. Who and what we are in our more private moments, right through our public lives, is largely shown through the life we manifest, the reality we see before us and create. This symbol can indicate the changing of one's body shape or gaining or losing weight, so the appearance can fit the vision that one has in mind. Whatever the vision is, it is surely taking form, and you'll be able to see the clues to what it's shaping in the situation facing. The work that needs to be done or the desired outcome is finally able to take shape. However, it is a good idea to observe and decide whether the form that you want is actually what is eventuating or in the pipeline. Attention and work on the situation at hand ensures the final outcome of one's objectives. Be especially careful to ask for what you truly want or need. Is the form of that is evolving truly resonant with who you are? Concentrate on what you want and don't deviate from the vision, as your work will be spoiled with one wrong stroke of the brush. Follow the vision and be creative. Picture an outcome and watch it materialize. Wow. Interesting energies for sure. Okay. Rebirth here. Superstition. Very powerful. All right, Gemini messages. I think we've got 2. Ivory, wish fulfilling crow. 39. Interesting. Something could be improving, like maybe a method, or maybe you've been doing something that wasn't working for a long time. You can have what you truly want. Such knowledge helps soften and release fear, grasping, control, or doubt. Have confidence in the universe, hears your prayers, and is even now leading you to that which you seek. You can take sanctuary within your spiritual connection whenever you need stabilization and protection against fluctuations of the external world. No matter what is happening around you, there is a way to fulfillment of your potential. Basunda is a mysterious Hindu sage who assumes the form of the crow and lives atop the magical wish-fulfilling tree, thriving whether there be feast or famine in the world. As a highly evolved supernatural being, he has outlived the ending of numerous world ages. No calamity or cataclysm can shake the powerful divine tree or the creatures who live in its shelter. So there could be something about protection, energy, magic, stuff like that, like protective kind of things. The sacred tree is a place of sanctuary and protection where no harm can befall any of its inhabitants, and that's aligning yourself with high vibrations, right? That gives you this natural reflective kind of barrier of protection. The wish-fulfilling tree is a spiritual symbol for the soul of the heart. The divine bodhisattvas or enlightened sages who guide and protect humanity. It represents a high level of consciousness, which is the abundant and in harmony with the universe, and therefore blissful, free, and generous. This oracle reminds you that as you align with spirit, you are aligning with a powerful field of grace, which has protective, strengthening qualities. It is a spiritual tonic with the effect in all dimensions and all realms. The price for such sacred empowerment is the surrender of one's ego. This is a lifelong journey for most of us, rather than a one-time event. We recondition the mind in the ways of spirit again and again. We disentangle our hearts from societal conditioning based in fear, dominance, greed, victimization. It's like practice, right? Of getting one's personal desires met at any cost. Interesting. Societal conditioning based in fear, dominance, greed, victimization. We recognize there is profound difference between taking and receiving we trust and what is destined for us. Interesting. Difference in taking and receiving. Interesting. Stories about a Hindu tradition of various wish-fulfilling manifestations, from goddesses to trees to cows to gems. When someone sought to possess the wish-fulfilling treasure for their own personal use, they would always be thwarted by the higher spiritual intelligence of love, which cannot be controlled or manipulated, but remains as it is, pure and generously giving all that is needed to the receptive heart. Ivory is the organic material like bone, so there could be something about being receptive, which makes up the tusks and teeth of numerous animals of land and sea. Tusks are used to brush away vegetation obstacles. We did see rhino, I think, didn't we? Yeah, we did. Obstacles to help the animal move through its environment. Therefore, one metaphysical correspondence of ivory is the ability to move through even inhospitable environments successfully. So maybe you should search up the rhino spirit animal meanings. The message of the ivory wish-fulfilling crow is that one does not have to dominate or manipulate others to attain success. It is enough to align with spirit and trust these sacred inner work is sufficient to attract whatever is needed to manifest your higher purpose. You can attain what you seek by becoming and radiating rather than contriving or manipulating. Basunda teaches that when the cosmic fire of transformation becomes too intense, we can focus on sacred waters. When the winds of change blow ferociously, we focus on the mountain. When the waters become such that we fear being submerged, it is best for us to focus on the movement of the air. He's describing the way of responsiveness and balance. You can recognize what is happening and adjust your sails to suit the winds rather than trying to change the ways of nature. So there could be something about adapting. The oracle guides you to trust that you will reach your destination even when there are forces beyond your control. You don't need to be more powerful than oppressive forces to overcome them. In connection with your heart, temple of spirit, you are empowered to proceed on your path with abundance, wisdom, and joy. So this could be like a shift of like self-value or self-esteem or money, how you relate to like pleasure in general, like yeah, self-polluting. There's a lot of cleansing definitely going on here. So let's pull some last messages. Gemini energies. Oh, shit. Okay, one went on the ground. War and battles coming out sideways. So you could be healing something or moving beyond some kind of conflict, perhaps. This could be something regarding belief systems. Geminis. Or, yeah, spirituality. I was just going to say religion. That's amazing. Like maybe you were against spirituality before, you thought it wasn't logical, you didn't understand that maybe the Middle East has metaphors, and that's why a lot of it is metaphorical. It's talking about larger concepts that are harder to kind of pin down with tinier words. You know, that's kind of the axis of polarity between Gemini and Sagittarius. Gemini rules the words, the beginning, the books, and then Sagittarius rules like spirituality, university, higher education, where you take all that knowledge and you create a larger kind of understanding, right? So, somebody here could be Native American or was turned away from like natural, earthy kind of practices, maybe. Gemini. Yeah, there could be like some kind of lack or interesting. There's an activation here with the higher self. Yes, on empowerment and inner child. There's a healing of an inner child. You stayed for Earth. Maybe something from your childhood was kind of you're shedding. Interesting. Anything else for Geminis? Oh. There could be something about coming out of repression and kind of living up life more, maybe a little bit. Yeah, coming away from fears and limitations. I like it. It's good energy. Pluto, transformation, change, courage. It's like coming more into your power. Interesting. North Node could also be relevant. Any last messages for Gemini people and placements? We have stop giving coming out kind of sideways. So maybe there is something here about give and take. And we have you are going after what you want, exponential growth. So there could be like an activation that leads to like huge leaps in growth going forward. Gemini's messages, like the keys, right? Trigger them, coming sideways. So maybe there is something about moving away from a conflict or triggering people, you know. Your trust makes you a badass. So the more that you have this inner self-healing, the better. Ardra Nakshatra could also be relevant. You can search that up with your sidereal Vedic birth chart on Google, on AstroSeek's website, actually. The Red Clay Strays could be a band that's relevant as well here. I'm going to end it on that note. I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit like, subscribe. You can get a personal using the Buy Me a Coffee link or leave a tip through there. Good luck. Take care.